The Penn State Nittany Lions just found the missing piece. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron.
I'm Paul.
And we're the Big Ten guys on the daily Big Ten news, rumors, insights, analysis. Don't miss out. Paul, tell them what they got to do.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get those alerts on. You don't want to miss what we have coming.
Don't miss it. So today, Penn State, we know last year, incredibly disappointing way to end the season against Notre Dame, but things are looking up. Penn State on a bunch of different fronts, a bunch of different media outlets when it comes to college football, have them easily making the playoffs, most likely winning the Big Ten, and then making their way to what, Paul? The national champion.
Nittany.
That's right. So there are a lot of high hopes for the Nittany Lions right now. But specifically, a lot of people are like, well, listen, they've been gutted in their wide receiver room. Tyler Warren is gone. Tyler Warren setting records. In my opinion, the best tight end in the draft, but wasn't taken first because, Paul.
You know, my guy, Colston Loveland, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm biased.
Very biased.
Tyler Warren was very good, too.
No, Tyler Warren.
I'm a Bears fan, too, so double the love for Colston
This is
Loveland.
awful. Doesn't make you sick. I'm a Michigan State fan. If you didn't know, now you know. But anyways, what we want to jump into specifically today is, hey, the wide receivers that have gone, that have left. So you look at Harrison, who went to Ole Miss. You look at Amari Evans, who ended up going to, golly, I can't remember. I have it in my notes. Oh, Washington. That's right. What a downgrade. what a downgrade. Those moves. And then Fleming, which he didn't really didn't materialize, but he's with the Packers now somehow, some way. But specifically, want to jump into, hey, what are the things that are going to be looking up for the Nittany Lions this season? Look into some big-time transfers that are really, truly these missing pieces for the Nittany Lions. Now, Paul, first and foremost, the two-headed monster at running back. Jump into that real quick.
Anyone who's watched Penn State football the last year or so knows the names Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. I mean, they are 1A and 1B, arguably the two best running backs in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, I would say up there in the nation. It is. I think back to the days at Auburn when you had Ronnie Brown and
Cadillac Williams.
The 1-2 punch, solid. It is dangerous that they have them coming back. Drew Allers, I know there's probably a lot of Penn State fans that are up and down on Drew Allers. As a Michigan State fan, and Paul, I don't know if you can attest as a Michigan fan, watching him, I feel like he has high highs, but he has low lows. Am I right? If I'm right, comment below, because I feel like I'm right with that. But then we jump down below to the wide receivers. Again, we talked Wallace, gone. Evans, gone. Liam Clifford, he is back. Fleming's gone. But then you see the two nice things in Singleton, obviously, and Allen. Catching out of the backfield, they can do it all. But the replacements coming in at wide receiver are big-time moves for the Nittany Lions, and I think are better than what they had. The true missing piece on this offensive side of the ball. First, Paul, you want to jump into...
Yeah, so I think if you watched Penn State last year, their receivers were pretty solid, but when it's third down and you need to move the chains, it was Tyler Warren or nobody.
That's right.
And they need a big-time receiver who can just move the chains on third down, catch it in the end zone. And we believe Trevor Pena is that guy. He was at Syracuse last year catching passes from Kyle McCord.
Oh, there you go.
And as you can see, he put up about 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, great in the red zone. Just a huge target for Drew Aller to find when he needs it.
Going to be great. And then you have Devontae Ross, another great pickup coming out of the Sun Belt. Putting up big, and here's the thing. I think a lot of people hear conferences like the Sun Belt or the MAC, and they're just like, eh. But if you can play ball, you can play ball. If you're putting up these kinds of numbers, especially on a team that is absolutely awful like Troy was last year, it is impressive.
Well, and look what he did to Iowa. 5 for 142 and 2 touchdowns on one of the better Big Ten defenses out there. He's
Cooper DeJean wasn't on the team, though.
He wasn't,
but you know for a fact he would have sent one to the house for sure. But anyways, Yeah, that's not a small feat to go 5 receptions, 142 yards, and 2 touchdowns against an Iowa defense. Usually they are incredibly disciplined. Anyone in the Big Ten, anyone knowing college football knows that. So those two right there, Pena and Ross, are two big pickups for the Nittany Lions. And then you have Kyron Hudson coming out of USC. Now, this one I would say is on the lower end of the pickups, but still bringing in three guys that have a ton of potential and are going to be able to really help Drew Allers is huge, especially after the exit of, as we said, Wallace, Evans, and then as well as the big time target in Tyler Warren.
But I don't think any of those guys last year could really help push the ball down the field the way these guys are going to this year. And that's
Correct.
really what Drew Aller needed. He has a huge arm, but he's got to have somebody to be able to hit on those seam routes, to be able to hit deep, and he has those guys now.
Really get the ball vertical, take the top off the defense. Penn State, with that running attack, with Drew Allers, with these new wide receivers, offensively, things are going to be going. The offensive line, I believe you're returning the whole left side as well as the center. Literally, offensively, they should be clicking even better. Obviously, it'd be ideal if Warren was still there, but should be even better than last year. And then that's not even to add, we haven't even talked about the defensive side of the ball, but adding Jim Knowles from Ohio State, one of the highest paid assistant coach in college football. Ohio State just coming off a national championship. That's huge. Mm-hmm. But Paul, what I want to do with the remaining time after kind of looking at that is just look at their schedule real quick and break down, hey, wins, losses, what do we expect? Now going into it, it's a no-brainer. Penn State is in the conversation for sure making the playoff in my mind. That's a no-brainer. Big Ten championship will at least be there, will be present. And then I would have them as possibly right now one of my favorites to win the national championship.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we'd love to hear from you, Penn State fans. Like, I think the floor has to be the playoffs this year. But what are you thinking for Penn State? What is a successful season in your mind? Do they need a Big Ten title? Do you need to see them go to the Final Four? Do they need to win it all? What's a successful season in your mind? Please comment below. But I mean, looking at this schedule, first off, non-conference is a disgrace.
It's pitiful.
That's
pitiful.
The SEC is over here blushing at that non-conference schedule.
The SEC is like, gosh, how'd they get that? We want that. But instead, we want Villanova November 22nd instead of week 2. That's a rough non-schedule or non-conference. Nevada dominate. Florida. I don't know how much Drew Allers and Allen and Singleton and all these guys are actually going to be playing these 3 games.
Yeah, probably just the first half.
Yeah, and then big Villanova, in-state rival Villanova.
This was a basketball game.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
I don't know about their football team.
Oregon will. It's nice that they have those going to Oregon. I don't think Oregon's going to be what they were last year. Dante Moore is solid, but I think that's a win for sure.
Because that'll be his first huge road game, really. And I assume night game, that's probably a whiteout.
7:30 whiteout.
Like, Michigan fan, Michigan State fan, I think we can both agree you just don't win whiteout.
No,
it just doesn't happen.
They make you sick to your stomach. At UCLA, don't expect anything out of UCLA. Nico's there from Tennessee, but again, I think that's a win in the Rose Bowl. Northwestern is absolute trash. Chalk that up as a W. So right now you're 6-0. Iowa, I think Iowa's every year you have one of those trap games.
Yeah, especially the week before. Oh, they do get a bye week between Iowa and Ohio State. Yeah, that helps.
That is nice.
Because, you don't want to be overlooking when you're playing on the road at Iowa in those pink locker rooms.
I feel like James Franklin would be furious if he knew that they played Iowa, Ohio State back-to-back and there wasn't a bye week. That would be absurd. But Iowa, that's a win. 7-0 going in Ohio State. Ohio State, Penn State. At Ohio State, in the horseshoe, let's not forget, and I'm the one bringing this up, last year in the horseshoe, the Michigan Wolverines defied all odds and beat The Ohio State
Yeah,
Buckeyes.
it's doable. And this Penn State team is better than that Michigan team.
Oh, that Michigan team was not. They didn't have a quarterback. They did not have a quarterback, and so I think that right there, that's a tough one. If they were to lose one game, I'm saying it's the Ohio State game. But I think this year they go over the hump. I think they get that win. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're probably on paper better than Ohio State, but like I said, that's a tough game. And honestly, even if they lose, they're probably winning out going 11-1, and I'm guessing they're in the Big Ten championship on a neutral field against Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I would like them on a neutral field.
And let's say Ohio State did lose a lot last year.
They did.
Penn State brings a lot of big-time players back, which is great. Ohio State lost a ton. Indiana taking a big step back. They're done. Michigan State.
Just trash. Absolute trash.
Michigan State?
Yeah.
Yeah, this year, yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Nebraska, of all those 4 remaining games, that's going to be your best team. Nebraska, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people this year. I truly do. Laugh at me all you want, but Penn State still beats them. At Rutgers, Piscataway, New Jersey, no. They're done. They get the win. And so I really, 11-1 or undefeated going into the Big Ten championship game, I think is very, very doable and should be. Going back to Paul's question, what do you expect? What is your bar? What do the Nittany Lions need to achieve? In my eyes, not even a Penn State fan, I'm looking like it's national championship or bust. If this was my team, that's what I would be saying.
Yeah, this is your year. You look at all the best teams in college football right now. Ohio State's got a lot of new guys. Oregon's got a lot of new guys. Texas, Georgia, Bama, like all the big teams who you normally probably aren't going to beat have new QBs, have new faces in there. Penn State doesn't. This is your year. I think it's championship or bust.
Championship or bust, baby. Let's go. Whiteouts every single week.
That's right.
I guess you can't do that. I don't know. That'd be cool, though. Anyways, my name's Aaron.
I'm Paul.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. Don't hit it. Just
tap it. You don't want to break your computer.
Don't break your computer. We'll talk later. Peace.